Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Have you ever said, I am sick of being myself? A client told me this a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I have said that before. So I feel a little normal now. So I'm wondering, have you ever said that? I am so sick of being this version of myself. Like, I'm just tired of the same old day after day. Well, the good news is, if that is you, I'm going to tell you how to reinvent yourself without losing yourself. So there are 3 steps or 3 states of being that I'm going to go over today. But let's talk about the very first issue. Most people don't know what they want. So I'm going to ask you, do you know what you want? If you had a magic wand and you could reinvent yourself today, what would that look like? What do you want that you don't currently have? Do you know how to dream? How to want for more? Can you give yourself permission for that? Because what I have noticed is most people struggle with this very first thing, and that is determining what you want. So there are 3 things required. You can't skip these 3 if you truly want to reinvent yourself. So in order for reinvention coaching to work, you first need clarity. You then need strategy and activity. Clarity, strategy, activity. So now I'm going to go through the 3 states required to reinvent or transform who you are today into who you want to be. The very first one is mental. You have to be able to imagine. Your mind paints a picture of your desire, of your wants, or maybe even needs, but you have to be able to think about it clearly. You have to get clarity. So you want to think, paint a picture, imagine, and then even be able to expand on that. So step 1, thinking. It's a mental state of being, and it's thinking differently than you are today. This is what makes it so difficult. So it's easy to think about what we have, what we're doing, what we currently see. It's even easy to think about what we don't want, but it's not easy to give ourselves permission to think about wanting more. And because that has been shut down or shut off, we have gotten into the habit of not being able to imagine what is possible. So, step 1, mentally imagine and think about what it is that you want or desire. Number 2, you have to be able to feel it. So once you imagine and you see the picture of the desire or the want, can you feel it? Can you put yourself in that future state of being and feel it in your body? What sensations come up? Because you're the creator of energy and sensations, like it or not, that is truth. You're also the creator of conscious thinking. Like, you get to decide what you think about, and then you get to create the emotion and the feeling according to your imagination that you will therefore experience in your body. Think about this. When you were younger and you got what you wanted for Christmas, how did that feel? How about when you were going on vacation, somewhere that you really wanted to go, and you started preparing, like they told you we are going to go, and you were like, oh my God, I'm so excited. That was mental. You imagined it, you thought about it, and you felt it. But now you're going to do that on purpose. It's going to be according to what you want more of. So if you cannot feel, which is a very common problem, so I want you to understand that if you cannot naturally feel, it does not come into your body easily and effortlessly, it is most likely that you have unresolved issues that you were not able to integrate into the experience you were having, and you shut these off. We have the power to do that. We shut our emotions off. The problem with shutting your emotions off is you don't just shut the bad ones down, you shut the good ones too. And then it's really hard to feel love, to feel anticipation and excitement and hope and envisioning like bigger dreams and being able to explore even bigger, even bigger, even bigger. So for many of us, when we turned our emotions off, we deflated, we closed our mind, we closed our imagination, we closed the dream portal. So imagine a balloon when you take it out of the bag and it's crumpled together, right? It's flat and you blow into it. It gets bigger than its original state. And then you let the air out and it kind of sticks to itself, right? From the breath, from the heat and the oxygen. And so it crumples and sticks together. And that's what happens to us. We have the ability to have an inflated vision or imagination, and yet it's been deflated. And when it got deflated, it stuck closed. And so now you have to blow back into that. So it's like blowing on your ambition, permission to succeed, permission to have. And so you take that, it's not back to its original size. It's just that it's more in a stuck size, a stuck mindset. And so as you blow into it, it creates space to bring in more visions, for your imagination to expand. And then you stay in that vision long enough until you feel it. That is something that we work on in coaching, mind body coaching. It's like how our thoughts impact our body and how our body impacts our results. Okay, so that's number 2, is it's the way that you feel. And so this is the emotional part of it, the emotional state. So first was the mental state, thinking and seeing, imagining, envisioning. Number 2, feeling it in the body, your emotional state. And number 3, when you feel excited, when you feel hopeful, when you feel anticipation and fun, and the envisioning creates this amazing, scrumptious sensation, then you take action. So some people look at this as like inspiration and motivation. Like when you can feel that, you take inspired action, right? So now that you thought about it, you painted the picture in your mind, and now that you feel it in your body, you are now moving towards it. That is the third state. It is physical. So you have mental, emotional, and physical. And this is how you reinvent yourself. This is how you create something else, or you create something more, or you expand on your normal, average, habitual way of being into uncomfortable, unfamiliar, unknown state of being. That is required. So the brain wants to shut down when it doesn't know. I want to offer you to explore with curiosity, to imagine. And if you can't imagine it in your own life, can you imagine it in someone else's? Maybe it's what you imagine your children could have. You see so much potential in your children and in your loved ones, and you want them to have more. And so it's easy for you to imagine for them. But for most of us, our self-image has been damaged. We judge ourselves. We look down on ourselves. We are afraid to have authority over our happiness and our havingness, because at some point in life, we've been told that is dangerous or unhealthy or selfish. And that is when the balloon deflates and sticks to itself. So in the show today, I want to offer you these 3 steps to try at home. And if you are struggling with this and you're like, Kim, I can't even imagine, then come and find me. Find me on social media, send me an email, and just say, what can I do? Where can I start? What's the next step? I have plenty of opportunity for you. We do live trainings almost every week. We have a free Facebook group. We have podcasts and shows and like lots of events and master classes that will help you turn this around so that you can have more, so that you can live a more expansive life. That is what we are here to do. Your soul, your soul is so much bigger than your body and your limitations, your mental limitations. Your soul is so limitless and so expansive. You have so much potential that is untapped when your balloon has been deflated, when your mental capacities has been shrunk, when someone has encouraged you to think less of yourself, or some experience taught you to shut down, to hide, to close yourself off from wanting more. And this is just the way the brain works, man. It's nothing wrong with you. It's nothing wrong with you. It's that we don't have the correct information to turn it around until now. So let's review. If you want to reinvent yourself, maybe you are one of those like me and like my client that said, I'm just sick of being myself. I'm sick of hurting. I'm sick of struggling. I'm sick of wanting and not having. I'm sick of watching other people have it and me not be able to attain it. If that is you, then I want to encourage you to just explore these 3 steps and see how far you can get in the process. So remember, you have to be coachable. And in order to be coachable, you have to have clarity, you have to have strategy, and you have to take activity. You have to take action. So the clarity comes in the deciding. You choose what it is that you want. And if your first hurdle is not knowing what you want or not knowing how to want for more, then that's the first thing you address. Get help. Coaching, I believe, is one of the most powerful tools on the planet, especially mind-body coaching, because it helps us to really understand the parts of ourselves that are not in alignment and in communication. They are fighting against each other. So there's a part of you that wants it and a part of you that says you can't have it, and there's a struggle. So coaching helps you identify, clarify, and remove those barriers. Then, once you have the clarity, once you know what it is that you want and you removed any barriers stopping you from imagining, then you want to feel it through your emotional state of being or your emotional body. You're in charge of that. You can elevate your emotions at any time. No one can take that from you. You are in complete control of that. No one else is responsible for it. No one else can make you feel a certain way. I know many of you don't believe that. I'm telling you, be willing just to challenge the belief. So once you can feel it, you see it, now you feel it, now your balloon has expanded. And so now there's room and space for even more dreaming and more thinking, right? And now you feel a heightened state of being. Your energy is higher. Your emotional scale is higher. You have risen above disbelief and unworthiness because you now believe that you are worthy of having more, that your soul is here to explore and you're saying yes to it. And knowing that you are not bound by this physical body, only in the physical world, but not in this imaginary world, not in the manifesting world. You can actually go as big as you want to, as quantum and as far out as you want to. You just set those anchors out there, take a 360 perspective, and then expand and enlarge that. And the very last one is once you are feeling inspired and motivated and excited and hopeful, and you're dreaming again, then you take action towards it as if you were already there. And I'm going to add an extra step. Here's a bonus for you. Turn off and shut down anyone who says you can't have it and it's not true. Anyone who goes against your vision, just cut communication. You can still love them. You can still talk to them about dinner and flowers and movies, but you cannot talk to them about your future, your dream, and your creations, because that is a danger for your belief. And so it's like you just want to keep distance in that department. You can still have a relationship. just not sharing your belief if they're going to contaminate it with their disbelief, because their disbelief has nothing to do with you, honey. Their disbelief has everything to do with their limitations. And they're just like offering you to borrow. You just tell them, no, thank you. I love you. I'm going to try anyway. And then you go and be the example of that. Not because you need to prove or show anything, just because you are. You are that. If you can imagine it, if you can feel it, you can have it. It's be, do, have. You have to be it first. And that comes from the mental and the emotional, from the thinking and the feeling. The doing is the action step. When you feel motivated, inspired, encouraged, then you take action. Now, here's the hardest part. You have to take consistent action. You have to keep taking action, even when you can't see it happening. That, my friend, is faith. That is faith. And then the last one, you just want to cut away anyone who is counterintuitive, anything that is going against this, anyone who has considerations that they want you to borrow about disbelief and not wanting, like, why do you want that? Why do you need so much? Why can't you be happy? Guys, you got to, shh, I love you. And I don't want that part of the conversation. It's almost like your servant is coming to bring you, like, I don't like goat cheese and they want to put goat cheese on my salad. I'm like, no, thank you. I like my salad just like it is. I do not want to add an ingredient that does not feel or smell good. And so I want you to think about that when it comes to your loved ones or friends or companions, thoughts or disbeliefs that go against, have a counter intention against what you want. All right, that's the 3 steps of how to invent yourself. If you think that other people in your life could benefit from listening to this, I would love for you to share. Give us a rating and review. Let others know about the More Than Mindset podcast and how it has been beneficial to you. And make sure you come and find me on social media, check me out, check out one of our trainings. We always have something going on. We're about to start a 4-week marketing series. We have sales workshops. We talk about all those things, but you know, my love and passion is all about soul-inspired action and creation. You are a soul being. You are limitless outside of being in physical form in this material world. But don't let that stop you. You can still have what you want and desire if you have the strategy and take the action. Super simple, right? I'd love to hear from you. Have an amazing week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.